Hello, my boxing brothers. How are you doing? Alright, so finally we got a big card ahead of us. Yay. On Saturday, this is in Las Vegas Allegiant Stadium. The brawl for it all. Canelo versus Crawford, yeah. Well, but before I get there, first I want to say something about some fights on the undercard. Yeah, there are quite many. I see. Yeah, this guy Tsutsumi is fighting. Then we have Steven Nelson as well, pretty promising fighter, and Ivan Dichko. Wow, I mean, he's like waited forever, for his shot. He's like 35 against Jermaine Franklin. What a mismatch physically. I mean, Dichko is 6'9" and Franklin is 6'2", and Dichko can hit. He's only one win so far was not by a knockout out of 15. And the Jermaine has 15 KOs of 23. So, yeah, he's not exactly a hard hitter, but I guess he can win by accumulation stoppage. He's a very good boxer, though, Jermaine Franklin. However, Dichko was also an Olympian who some thought should have gotten the nod against Anthony Joshua, if I remember correctly. And yeah, it's he's not one to sleep on, even though he may not be young anymore for a fighter, but definitely unbeaten. And on the other side, Franklin has the experience, as a pro. He has been there against Dillian White and Anthony Joshua, and yeah, he's just Dichko may have fought Anthony Joshua. That was in the amateurs, and let's see, just took me a while to get his record. Yeah, well. So, as I said, a huge height advantage for Dichko, and yeah, that's right. He also lost to Joe Joyce in the second Olympic Games, and yeah, he won a bronze medal actually in 2012. Anyway, yeah, I don't know, this guy, I don't know, I mean, it may be difficult for a really huge guy. He can look stiff against a much smaller guy, much shorter guy like Franklin, who is a really good, boxer, as I said, good technician. But on the other hand, I mean, Franklin hasn't been stopped. But if he gets caught with that big shot from a giant, of course, then he goes down. That's it. But yeah, actually, I don't know. It's a 50-50 fight for me, but I give Franklin a strong chance, to outbox Dichko anyway. Because I thought he should have won against Dillian White, definitely. That was a travesty of a scorecard. 116, 112, twice for White. Come on. Kidding me? But yeah, and he did pretty well against Joshua, even though he did lose that deservedly. But yeah, Franklin can win this fight, but will he? Yeah, that's the question. That also depends on the shape of Dichko himself, I see he's kind of stayed active. He hasn't been too active the last few years, but he has been active. It's not like he was away from the ring for 2 years ever or something. And this is his big chance, and he knows it. So he will be, going there to win, definitely, to grab his chance. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Not gonna say anything. But as I said, it will be difficult for Ditchko to get the better of Franklin in a boxing match. So should just go for a knockout. And then we have a rematch of a fight that happened years ago. Sergey Bohachuk versus Brandon Adams. Yeah. So this was the first loss of Bohachuk, and the only one by stoppage also. He was stopped by TKO in the 8th round, and let's see, when was this? Brandon Adams, we know him. I mean, he's fought Jamal Charlo. He's a pretty short guy that was at middleweight, but yeah, he's 5'8", but pretty strong and a tough guy. This was in 21, yeah. But that was a different Sergey Bohachuk. Now you got this guy who has been like the interim champion of the world, and who I thought anyway should have gotten at least a draw against Virgil Ortiz and stuff like that. And yeah, it's definitely improved since then. This was his first great test and he just didn't pass it. And he was actually ahead on the scorecards when he got stopped. So there you go. Brandon Adams, really strong, tough guy, but so is Bohachuk. Bohachuk much taller, 6 feet, and yeah, he's a really good boxer. He's got good power too, definitely. He's like actually 24 wins by knockout. Wow, 26. So there you go. Yeah, he's got the power. And but this fight is a 10-rounder. It might go the distance because Adams is tough. He's only been stopped once. That was a while ago, 10 years ago actually, against Apollo Thompson. And yeah, since then he's fought Jamal Charlo and Bohachuk, and he lost surprisingly in his last fight to Andreas Katsourakis, who I haven't heard of before, but doesn't mean he's not good. He definitely must be. So I do favor Bohachuk, this time. As I said, he was also ahead last time when Adams pulled off the upset knockout. So yeah, this time he'll be looking to punish Adams, I believe, to avenge his loss. Yeah, alright. I favor Bohachuk anyway this time, but probably on points, I don't know. We also have Christian Nubili fighting against somebody called Lester Martinez, who is from where? Is this Guatemala? Yeah, I think so. Guatemala. Yeah, Nubili, really, quite a fighter, very, action style fighter, breaks you down, good puncher, definitely, very aggressive, strong for his size, especially. This guy Lester Martinez is taller, he's 5'11", but yeah, Nubili definitely a favorite here. And yeah, I don't want to say much more. I mean, he's really he's just a wrecking machine right now, Christian Nubili, so he will probably wreck this guy as well. Eventually, I think probably will take him. I mean, might take some time because this guy, I read about him, he's supposed to be really tough, Martinez. So this is a defense of the WBC interim title that Nubili won in June when he stopped Maciej Sulecki in only 1 round. Yeah, and Martinez, as I see, he beat actually Carlos Gongora on points. Solid fighter, definitely, Gongora. Yeah, anyway, but who knows? Maybe he will surprise us, but I don't think so. I mean, probably not. I have no Billy winning, and it's a 10 rounder also, so I don't know. Might go the distance, might not. Okay, well, finally, the big fight, people. Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Terence Bud Crawford. Alright, well, another case of a great fighter at 154 who, well, hasn't been that long actually. He is not. We know what's happened with Jermell Charlo, but he was at 154 for a lot longer than Terence Crawford. He just couldn't handle the weight gain, He didn't react well to it, and he was dominated. He didn't get stopped, but he was dominated. He's a tough guy, definitely. That's why he didn't get stopped. He didn't do well at all. However, Jermell Charlo, very good fighter. Still not Terence Crawford when it comes to boxing skills, defense, all that, confusing opponents. And Crawford definitely can do well here, but the problem is, still the natural weight advantage of Saul Canelo Alvarez, because he's now been a super middleweight for a few years, and yeah, he's a natural, even though he started at welterweight, but Crawford started as a lightweight. So there you go, and was champion there first, a couple of years. So definitely, I mean, quite a big difference. Damn it. Also, Crawford slightly older, 37. Alvarez 35, but he's been there for a long time now. Saul has been actually a champion. The first time he became champion was 15 years ago at 154. So there you go. Been there very long, but still doesn't look like he's slowing down. I mean, the only time that he really got beat down to size, let's say, or outboxed was against Bivol, but that was at 175 also. Maybe that didn't suit him. Yeah, maybe Bivol is, I think, just that good, probably, yeah. But Crawford also coming off a really big victory over Israel Madrimo, who was unbeaten and considered one of the probably best top 10 pound for pound fighters, I think, by everybody who knows something about boxing and isn't biased, against the Eastern fighters. And yeah, it was a close fight. It was not a domination by Crawford, but still, just to get a victory over Madrimo is huge, even for him, and at another weight. So yeah. Still, his power even at 154 was kind of questioned, and this is 168, so he cannot hope to knock out Canelo. Definitely, he's won all his fights except Madrimo by knockout. For a long time, he held this knockout streak, And the last time before that he had to go distance was 2016 against Victor Postol. And yeah, so pretty amazing. But the reason why he scored so many knockouts wasn't maybe necessarily because he hit so hard, but because he's so damn smart and knows how to trick his opponents into getting caught, and stuff. And he did have enough power, definitely, at 147, but 168, I doubt it. He may have bulked up, but that more muscle doesn't necessarily equal more power. People have that in mind. So that's the problem. We know how good Alvarez, how deadly his body shots are. can be, and his other shots as well, punches. So if he should land the right combination on Crawford, that might be it. He goes down, maybe a body shot, can't beat the count. So long, hasta la vista. But yeah, it's gonna be a hard fight. I think hard night for both. And I see this fight going at least 8 rounds, 9, something like that. If someone is, of course, should win by a knockout, it will be Canelo, no doubt. If Crawford can manage to confuse him, he wins on points, definitely. I can see that happening. Why not? But still, I think I'm a little favoring Canelo a little bit more, just a little bit more, because of his. He's a great fighter after all. He's got the size, the weight advantage. I mean, the height is almost equal. I think Canelo is only an inch, maybe an inch taller, but it's not about the height. So yeah, Canelo is a monster. So yeah, this is his right weight class. It's not 175. Yeah. Even against Kovalev, he did pretty poorly until he pulled off the knockout. So, yeah, anyway, that'll be pretty much it. Canelo probably will win. I'm not excluding the possibility of Crawford winning, but it's not going to be easy, We'll see how the weight gain affects him, right? Alright, that was all for now. Right, enjoy the fight. See you.